So, Raichu got Megas, and honestly, the more I think about it, the more indifferent I feel. My first reaction was positive. I like Raichu enough that I don't mind him getting the spotlight, even though he already has a regional variant. Raichu actually deserves some attention compared to all the Gen 1 slop we constantly get, but after taking a closer look at both of these Megas, they're fine. Not terrible, not amazing, just fine. They don't infuriate me like some designs, but they don't deserve the highest praise like many of them. Since we don't know their stats yet, I'm just going to judge them visually and explain what I like, what I dislike, and what I think could have been done differently. Let's start with Mega X. He's cool, looks like Raichu, cute and intimidating. Everything Raichu should be. I'm a big fan of the two tails. It's different, and yeah, it's basic, but sometimes simple is good. The issue, they made the tails Pikachu's tails. I'm not sure if that was the right move. I do prefer them over Raichu's normal tail, but Pikachu's silhouette is too iconic, and Raichu should stand on its own, not borrow Pikachu's identity. It also feels inconsistent. Pikachu's short tail, Raichu's long tail, then back to Pikachu's short tail. It just feels off. And then there's the color scheme. It's literally Pikachu's palette, which made me think less of the design, because here's the thing. A Mega should push forward, not pull it backwards. Evolution exists to create identity. Mega Evolution should exaggerate that identity. Garchomp gets sharper, Gengar gets creepier, Charizard becomes two extremes of itself, but Mega Raichu X? It borrows too much of Pikachu's look, instead of pushing Raichu further. If it was more subtle about it, that alone would have been a big improvement. Let it be known that I am not an artist, and I definitely have no idea what I am doing. But if it were up to me, I'd keep the double tails, but give them Raichu's length. And for the colors, keep the yellow. Change the brown to black, but the cheeks cannot be red. It looks way too much like Pikachu. I would change them to blue. It's bold, feels electric, and most importantly, original. I would also be adding blue tips to the tails and ears to match with the cheeks. And suddenly, it feels like Raichu evolved into something new and stronger, instead of another regional variant. Now, Mega Y is where things get kind of controversial. I actually like it. It's really cute, cool, and adorable. And honestly, I do prefer it over X. But here's the problem. This is not Raichu. Seriously. Take away the weird tail and ear shapes, slap Pikachu's colors on it, and bam, that's Pikachu. And here's the thing. RIACHU actually rips Raichu's colors, and it works. Because Pikachu evolving into Raichu is natural. Pikachu borrowing traits from Raichu feels like progression, but when X does the reverse and steals Pikachu's color scheme with no changes, it feels like Raichu is devolving. That's the key difference, which is why Y looks better than X. It feels like Pikachu is trying to power up without fully committing to Raichu, but calling it Mega Raichu feels wrong, because the design exaggerates Pikachu, not Raichu. If this had just been Mega Pikachu, I'd be completely on board. It makes sense, but labeling it as Raichu just doesn't sit right with me. And yes, I get it. Middle Pokemon shouldn't be able to evolve. But when the Mega looks more like the middle stage than the final, who cares? Pikachu already has a Gigantamax form, and it's even got its own Z move. The evolution line is already all over the place. Just give Pikachu a Mega. Nobody would bat an eye. Nobody would care. When you step back and take a look at both of the designs, the problem becomes clear. X is clearly Raichu, and Y is clearly Pikachu. Realistically, all we ended up getting was a tweaked Pikachu and a tweaked Raichu, and then they swapped colors. Neither of them truly feel like Mega Evolutions for Raichu. Y looks like Mega Pikachu, X looks more of like a Raichu variant, like an Alolan form or even a Paradox form. I would have even preferred the original design for Raichu's evolution, Goruchu, than what we actually got. So yeah, Raichu finally got some Megas, and while I appreciate the attempt, they don't quite stick the landing. And that's the real frustration. A couple of tweaks could have made X feel like Raichu moving forward, a real Mega, and Y could have been perfect if it just embraced being a Pikachu. But hey, once again, I have no idea what I'm talking about, I just like to complain. Please let me know if I'm being delusional, or if my arguments actually do kind of make sense. And thank you for watching. Yada yada, ending, bloopy bloop bloop. Yeah, bye.